What's going on, my fellow Belmonts? It's the Mad Belmont here, and today I'm going to be breaking down the trailer that we got for Castlevania Belmont's Curse at yesterday's State of Play, yesterday as of the recording of this video anyway, at that State of Play on the 12th, and let me tell you something, this is it's a monumental moment for the entire Castlevania community, and I want to break that trailer down, and kind of go over my thoughts during the trailer and what I think this game is all about. Also, we're going to be taking a look at what happened after that trailer at the State of Play when Tsutomu Taniguchi was talking. We're going to break that down too, because there's a lot of good stuff that was in there that he said, okay? And there's a lot of good stuff in the trailer too, so let's get right to it, shall we? Alright, so now let's take a look at everything here. Now, we already have something really interesting right at the start, right here. This 40th anniversary logo. This thing is sexy, okay? I absolutely love this. We have Simon, the iconic Belmont, okay? He's the one that the series started with 40 years ago in 1986. And so the fact that Konami's using him, you've got of course, the full moon in the background, you've got Dracula's castle right there, that brilliant, sexy-looking Castlevania logo, and the 40th anniversary right there, all looking sleek and beautiful. I love it. Now, let's get into the trailer itself here. Right there, when this came up, I knew that the game was already looking great. It looks hand-drawn, looks like something out of an anime. Now, not the Castlevania anime, but it definitely does look great. You got the narrator's voice here. Let's let him talk it out a little bit. Evil Empire, love to see them doing something with Castlevania. Obviously, they did this incredible game right here along with Motion Twin. They're doing it, but now we're getting pans to more of the environment here. You have the church, which I don't know how big of a role they're going to play in this game, but it definitely does look like a cathedral. You've got all the art, you got all the makings of a big grand cathedral here. Right here. This right here, as you know in the reaction, by the way, link down below in the comments, I was speechless right here. And I mean, you've got this brilliant art style, and you're looking at this town. I didn't know it was Paris at the time, but yeah, this is Paris that we're looking at here. And my God, it looks like some chaos has gone on. You've got buildings burning all over the place here. And the only thing that looks like it hasn't even been remotely touched yet is that grand cathedral that we looked at over here. Alright, obviously Motion Twin is the advisory game studio. Evil Empire that we saw before, they are the ones that did the Return to Castlevania DLC itself. So, okay, so this narrator, I've been thinking about who this narrator is. This guy right here.
Most Royal Majesty.
I've been thinking about who this guy could possibly be. And I'm thinking, now I may be completely wrong on this. This is just theory crafting here. But I'm thinking that this might be like a priest in the church from this grand cathedral that's telling the story of what happened here, right? Again, I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty confident in the fact that this might be like being narrated by someone from the church. Here's a great zoomed out look at the grand cathedral itself. Very, very gothic horror, aspect to it. And that is what Castlevania is known for, that gothic horror aesthetic. It is Hammer horror, Universal monster movies inspired. So it looks like we are on a great track here. And we see smoke coming out from the village here. Apparently some stuff's going down. So, now right here, I did not even remotely talk about the protagonist here, okay? Now, I've seen a lot of talk online about who this protagonist could possibly be, And I've seen some people wrongly assume that this is Trevor. This is not Trevor, okay? This game is set 23 years after Dracula's Curse. So we are getting a brand new Belmont. And what I think is that it is Trevor and Sypa's daughter that we are looking at here on the screen right here. And we're going to get a better look at her here in a little bit, and you'll see what I mean whenever I say this. I think, personally, that Sonia is being added back into the canon as Trevor and Sypa's daughter. I think that they're going to retcon Legends completely, or if they do bring Legends back, they're going to retell that game to make it make sense with this game right here. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So right here, we have, this looks to be like very early on in the game. You're running through what looks like to be the outskirts of the castle here. You've got Paris in the background. You've got up here, of course, that cathedral. They're hammering it into you. You are looking at this cathedral right here, okay? And this definitely looks like a Motion Twin and Evil Empire type of game. Now, I say that because I've only played one of their games, but I can definitely tell this is their handiwork here, and I'm loving it, okay? So, right here, these things right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse here, but these things up here, when I saw this, I was like, what the hell is this? You know, obviously, I was thinking this, I didn't say it, but I was thinking to myself, what in the hell are these things? Obviously, you've got some skeletons here. You've got this Belmont. I don't know who in the hell it is. Dashing. There is a dash ability here. Let's back that up a little bit. Let's back that up. Okay, that dash automatically separates her from a lot of the Belmonts. Because, as far as I can remember, none of them can dash midair like that. So that already separates her from pretty much every single Belmont out there. Unless I'm misremembering something, I may be. But as far as I know, I have never seen a Belmont be able to dash in midair like this. I have seen Alucard be able to do something like that. I've seen Hector absolutely do some dashes. But I don't think I've seen a Belmont specifically be able to dash like that. Right there. That told me, this right here, these numbers popping up right here, the damage numbers, that told me that there is definitely going to be some stats for us to manage. Probably some whip upgrades, and we'll get into that more here in a little bit. But these damage numbers right here, there's going to be some RPG elements mixed into this game. I can already tell, because if they're showing us damage numbers, there's going to be some type of RPG elements going on here. That right there, that blew my mind when I was watching this. I was like, oh, okay, these things, you whip onto them and then you can use them to, you know, swing like Tarzan or like George of the Jungle and just, you know, kind of catapult yourself up like the protagonist here does here in a minute. And by the way, can we just say they're already trying to kill us right away? Like, look at all these spikes, okay? Look at all these damn spikes everywhere. Loving the background art right here. Very gothic horror. I am absolutely loving it. Let's take a little... Love that shot right there. Oh my god. I'm loving it. Okay, right here. This is where we start to see more of that gothic art style. But I also think that they're showing us, you know, a little bit of maybe the castle spawning up, possibly, here in these shots. Okay, this right here. The fact that you can not only whip enemies in this game, but the fact that you can use your whip to just hang on to an enemy and then pull yourself up like this. Look at this. That was dope to me. Being able to just grab onto an enemy and then just pull yourself up like that. Oh my god, it definitely, there is so much Dead Cells, sorry. There's so much Dead Cells DNA in here, and obviously, right, because it's those guys doing it. But man, I just love it because that game felt so good. It felt like a Castlevania game in its own right anyway. So the fact that they're bringing stuff like that right there into the game, into a Castlevania game in its own right, I love to see it. Okay, now right here, what in the hell does this mean, right? We see a chest being opened up here, but is this a whip upgrade? Is this a new whip? Like in the classic games, right? You know how you would hit a candle and it would drop a whip upgrade. You start out with like the leather whip, and then you would upgrade to a magic whip that was a little longer, but not too long, and then you get the chain whip. If you got another weapon upgrade that would fully get the full range out of that whip and let you just smack things from like 2.5 feet in front of you. Is that what we're dealing with here with this? And also there is chest looting and all that type of stuff now. So yeah, I'm gonna be a fiend when it comes to this, because when it comes to games that are based on exploration like this is, I'm gonna want to explore every square inch of this damn map. This right here, like, can we just talk about how great this looks? Like, I know I'm just gushing about the art style, but holy cannoli, dude. I mean, you've got what looks to be just coffins in the background, or at least a coffin up here. You've got another one of those whip points to where you could possibly, whip up to and grab a hold of it and possibly pull yourself up there. You've got these things right here. We're going to see what these are for here in a minute. But when I saw this, I was like, what in the heck? How are you going to deal with this right here? Now, obviously, there is a chain whip upgrade in this game because you can see it right there. Or maybe it's a flaming chain whip because you see the flame animation right here. Okay, now this right here, this energy or whatever, this right here that's in the air, is that going to be like currency? Or are there going to be shop owners throughout the castle like in the GBA games and the DS games that we can, as we're exploring the castle, go to and be able to buy stuff like upgrades, like stat upgrades, like equipment, okay? Or like the librarian in Symphony of the Night. Are we going to have something like that in here? Who knows? I love that right there. The fact that you can whip somebody while you are falling, and it's not like in the classic games where you just fell to the ground, and no matter if you whipped midair or not, you're still hitting the ground, and you're still getting an animation of you hitting the ground, taking a knee, getting back up. You're not getting that here, and I love that. I love that about this game. Right here. This is how I knew it was a Igavania, Metroidvania type of game right here. It's because we get this map layout here. Now, let us back this up a little bit, okay? Now, we don't get to see it fully here, okay? But it looks like up here in the corner, looks like it says something along the lines of tomb entrance, possibly tomb entrance. Investigate the, I don't know what we're investigating, but we're investigating something up here, okay? X Chaos Clarity Orbitary, or what in the hell ever. There are save rooms in this game. I figured that out, okay? Because right here, see that right down there in the bottom right hand corner, you see save room, fast travel right below it. Areas that you have visited are right here. Completed areas right here, and they're color coded so that you can tell which areas you visited and which areas you completed on the map. I love to see that. And you also get some visual indicators, kind of like in Metroid, right? Using Metroid as an example, Metroid Dread. It would show you different icons on a map of very important places for you to go. And I get the feeling of that from this icon right here. We're supposed to be going right here, and we're on our way to go do that. And, okay, this right here, Also, I noticed this too. We get different colors of these hooks that we can just grab onto, right? Because this one's purple. We saw back here, right? Yeah, we saw this one was yellow. This one up here is, yellow. Not yellow, purple. We got a purple one right here. Now, I'm going to back this up a little bit so that we can see this right here. Wall jumping again. We get that again because if you remember in the GBA game specifically, they had it to where, especially in like Circle of the Moon, for instance, had it to where there was an upgrade that you could get to where you could jump off of walls. So I love that we get that here, all right? And we also have the ability to just conjure up solid walls from these rocks here. Okay, let's back this up a little bit again. And as you can see, like, the protagonist jumps off of this and it makes a solid wall. Is that like an ability that we're going to get here? Okay, jumps up, and words cannot describe how, like, my brain is still exploding. Okay, it was during the reaction, but it still is here. We've got, like, wall jumping and conjuring up solid walls. Like, it's crazy to me. Okay, now we move back here. More skeletons. Skeleton archers are back. We're moving through the streets again, it looks like, of Paris. And more of that whip action right there. Now, right here. This was one of my favorite shots throughout the entire trailer right here. You've got this beautiful looking art here in the background. You've got that hook right there. You've got the skeleton archer. You've got this big brute right here just waiting to mess you up. And then also this cage right here. I didn't notice this when I first saw it in the trailer. Look at this. They're bringing environmental hazards back because the protagonist just hit that. You could possibly get smacked in the face by these things. Again, they're really trying to make it, like, hard on us. They're really out here trying to unalive us. Like, it's nuts. Right here. Okay, loving the artwork. Loving the bone pillars. Bone pillars are back, it looks like. Right here. I wonder how much of a nuisance these things are going to be. And then this right here is so badass. She just sits there, does the hydro storm motion like I have in my profile picture on my social medias. But instead of water, it's fire. It's like a wall of fire here that you see. That is insane. And it melts these, or no, wait a minute, no it don't. But if you ask me, that should have just melted these bone pillars. It should have just absolutely destroyed them here. But, well, you know, can't get everything, I guess. Zombies are back. I love to see that. Love to see that. And their design looks pretty cool here. You know, nice, not too overindulgent with the fact that, you know, their skin is rotten and could potentially fall off. But, you know, you definitely know that they're zombies. Okay, you definitely know they're zombies. Again, they are really just out here trying to make this as hard as possible, and I am here for it, okay? Castlevania has always been known to be a challenging series. I was kind of worried that, you know, with people in the modern society asking for games to be easier, I thought that they were going to go scale down on the challenge. No, they are ramping it up because look at this right here. You have a jump that you have to get up onto this hook right over here, over and between two buzzsaws here, hook onto this. You have to go swing yourself under this, up to this one, swing yourself again, up and over this thing, like, what? Yeah, like, look at that. It's freaking nuts, dude. Oh, okay, so, right here, that thing that we noticed earlier, that block thing, I think it was, let me see. Yeah, this right here. Okay, so, this right here, this block, we see it up here. Yeah, right here. So, apparently we just have a dash ability that allows us to just break through these floors and break through those blocks. And I'm guessing that we're going to have to hook onto these things with the whip, launch ourselves up, and then just dash straight down into these things. Because you see the protagonist just go straight through the floors. First boss of the trailer looking absolutely perfect. Perfect. And the background's looking phenomenal too. Now, let's look at this guy up close. Who are we thinking this is? I am 100% convinced werewolf. Gotta be the werewolf here. Because you see the claws right here. See the claws right here. Okay. Even though, yes, he definitely does have some clothes on, which is very unbefitting of a werewolf because they usually rip the clothes off. But if this is the werewolf, love the design here. Got the white hair, red eyes, very just intimidating, and I love it. And he sits there and he throws or could this be like a werewolf version of possibly like someone who was training on the Trevor and it got turned into a werewolf? Because they throw the cross right here. This is confirmation of sub-weapons to some extent, and he just chucks a freaking cross right at us. Get hit. Another boss right here over this bridge with the fire in the background. We get a slide. We get a slide in here. We get not only do we have a slide, but it looks like we might also, because in Dead Cells Return to Castlevania, you had an option to parry. And I'm thinking if we've got an option to slide, we might also have an option to parry in this game, which would be cool as shit. And then I love this. Okay, love to see that the AI in this game is going to be pretty competent here because, of course, you slide through it, then he sits there and, okay, you're behind me? Fuck you. And then just, goes for the backstab. Right there, the back poke. Back with this werewolf-looking guy right here. Oh my goodness gracious. I didn't say this in the reaction, but look at Medusa. Look at Medusa right here. She's looking fantastic. And she's definitely got that stone ray right here. Did the protagonist get hit by it? Or did she jump out of the way? No, she definitely got hit by it. Okay, so definitely can be turned to stone here. I wonder if there's going to be any resistances to that. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Then you've got, of course, her snakes right there. She's one big-ass snake herself. I mean... And then, moving on to, of course, the bane of a Castlevania player's existence. Death. The Grim Reaper himself. Look at this boy. He's looking awesome. Oh my god. Looks like they definitely went the route of like what they did in Dead Cells for him. With that kind of ripped clothing, kind of very skeleton look to him here, which is also reflected in his scythe right here. Looks like the handle itself is made out of bones. Cannot tell you how much I love this. More of that great gothic aesthetic right here. More of Paris, it looks like in the background, that's not on fire, but you see some remnants of it. That smoke there in the background. Now, this right here, we see this big-ass door, right? And we see the protagonist there. Looks like she's conjuring up something. So it's like, is she conjuring up something to open this door right here? And possibly be able to get through this door? I don't know. But it looks great. And then, there it is. What we all came here for, right? What we're all going to go and explore. Dracula's castle itself. I mean, look at this thing. It looks magnificent. It looks huge. It looks like it's begging to be explored. You've got multiple different points that are jutting out from the main point of the castle, like right here, here, up here, up here. I mean, it looks incredible. I'm wondering how Dracula himself is going to look, especially since, you've got, we go back a little bit here, you got this guy right here looking pretty good. You've got Medusa looking great herself. You got the Grim Reaper here looking menacing. I wonder how Dracula himself is going to look like in this castle. And I'm also wondering, how big this castle is going to feel when we're exploring it. I've been trying to make out what this says right here, okay? All I can make out right here is Notre Dame. It says Notre Dame right there. And it says Trevor Belmont up here, okay? Now, I didn't notice this in the reaction that I did, but it does. It says Trevor Belmont right there, and it says what I'm thinking is Champion of Notre Dame or something like that. Champagne of Notre Dame, something like that. But Trevor Belmont, for sure, right there, and then Notre Dame, all right? And then here we go. We see the boy himself. We see Trevor motherfucking Belmont right there. And you can tell it's Trevor because of this scar right here. See this scar on his eye? Yeah, that's the homeboy. That is this boy right here. All right, that's this boy right here. That's Trevor. Looks older. Definitely looks like he might have some gray on him. You got them beautiful blue eyes of his. I mean, he's wearing a hood. I can't wait to see like a full character model of Trevor here. Like that. Trevor, for those who don't know, is my favorite Belmont of all time. I love that man. Oh my God, he's my favorite Belmont. So to see him right here, as soon as I heard mention of his name right here, as soon as I heard that, I lost my shit. Because I love Trevor. And I didn't piece it together at the time that this was him. But on further rewatches, I did. This is him because of that scar right there. Okay, let's move on. This could be the homegirl Sypha right there. I mean, you've got the hair, you've got the hood, you've got the staff. This could be the homegirl Sypha right there. Oh my God. I need a full character model of both Trevor and Sypha because from what we've seen of them right here, with Trevor here and Sypha here, oh my goodness gracious. Also, since this is set after Dracula's Curse, where does Grant come into play? Where does Alucard come into play? Why haven't we seen Alucard in this trailer? Like, it's crazy. Now, right here, this is what I was talking about earlier whenever I said we'd get a better look at the protagonist. Look at this. Look at this right here, okay? Tell me this does not look like Sonia Belmont, okay? I'm going to put a picture of her right up on the screen, right here, on the right-hand side. Look at Sonia and then look at the protagonist here and try to tell me that's not her. Try it. I dare you. This is definitely her, man. I mean, she's got the build, she's got the hair, she's got the iconic ponytail that's going back like damn near to the back of her knees. Okay, like this is Sonia. This is definitely Sonia. I don't know what is going on with her arm right here. Like, what the hell is going on with her arm right here? She's out looking over Paris. You've got the cathedral in the background, the fire and the brimstone and the smoke. I mean, it just looks insane. Castlevania Belmont's Curse, that logo's looking clean. Clean! Oh my goodness gracious. I am so excited for this. And then, of course, coming 2026 to the PS5, as well as Xbox Series consoles, as well as the Nintendo Switch. And it's $40. Keep that in mind. This is a $40 game. Absolutely wild to me. Not only are we getting a new Castlevania game, but it's appropriately priced too. Like, huh? And it's made by the people that made this. Oh my God. I inject it into my veins, people. Inject it into my veins. So yeah, that is the trailer. Alright, so now we have Mr. Tsutomu Taniguchi right here. And this is right after the trailer had premiered at the State of Play. Okay, right here. What he says right here. The first title celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Castlevania series. The first title. The first title. Which means that we are getting more titles in this franchise this year, celebrating the 40th anniversary of the franchise. So we're getting multiple Castlevania games, like multiple Castlevania games in 1 year. I was begging for what? I was begging for this one, and now we're getting more. Like, what could we possibly be getting? I may make a theory video on that as to what, or like a wish list video as to what I would want these other titles to be. If you want to see that, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, so the first title celebrating the 40th anniversary of the series. Let's watch a little bit more, and then I will cut to the next point that I want to make. All with the hope is of reaching as many players as possible. I love the fact that he's saying that. And I'm thinking it's worked, especially in conjunction with the TV show. Regardless of your thoughts on the TV show, it has gotten a lot of people into Castlevania. And so the fact that all these collections are coming to the modern platforms, and you've got the show bringing people that would have never heard about the games into the franchise, I love to see that. And I love that they're acknowledging that. We've also worked with fantastic partners to keep the spirit of Castlevania thriving. Who else do you guys think he is talking about there when it comes to fantastic partners? Obviously, Motion Twin and Evil Empire are just one, okay? Technically two, but I'm counting them as one, because that's what they were whenever they developed this. So, you've got one partner here with Motion Twin and Evil Empire. Who else could possibly he be talking about? Could he be talking about like somebody like a Way Forward? Could he be talking about, I don't know, possibly somebody that specializes in like a Souls-like game or something like that for, you know, a 3D revival? Who knows? And the possibilities are endless, and that is what is frying my brain right now. Studios fueled by creativity, passion, and deep respect for what makes Castlevania special. I have got a lot of hope in that statement right there, okay? And I hope that that statement doesn't just apply to Evil Empire and Motion Twin. Obviously it does, because they have a lot of love and respect for the franchise. Obviously, they've shown that with this, and obviously this game right here. But I'm hoping that they have that same mentality right there for all the other partners that they've worked with. Okay, so it's going to be cool to see what else they've got in store and who else they've worked with on this stuff. While staying true to the series, we've introduced fresh ideas and modern gameplay. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how great that is to hear. Okay, I love it when developers introduce new ideas, fresh gameplay ideas, while making sure that you've got the roots and the spirit of the series in the back of your mind. Okay, in particular, I'm thinking of a certain franchise from Square Enix. Yes, that one. Okay, I probably just teased it on the screen right now. That lost a little bit of its identity over the years, and Castlevania itself has even had some identity crises over the years. So staying true to the series ideas while introducing fresh ideas and modern gameplay, love to see that. Love to hear that from the horse's mouth themselves. And there you have it. That is my breakdown of everything that happened at the State of Play on the 12th. What do you think about the future of Castlevania? I am thinking that it is very bright, a very bright future for all of us in this community. I think that all of us are going to have a game of some sort eventually, okay? Us 2D fans are thriving right now, but that does not mean that you 3D fans or you classic fans are not going to thrive in the future. I think that everybody is going to feast. We are feasting right now as a community, and I am so happy about that. But let me know what you think of this trailer and of my breakdown here down in the comments. Let's get a discussion going. And if you liked the video, please be sure to leave a like on it. It really helps me out a lot. Makes YouTube know that I don't suck. Also, you might want to share this around, you know, if you enjoy it. You know, spread the word, get the word out there. And if you're new around here, whether it's from that reaction video, which, by the way, welcome, or if it's from this video, also welcome, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We do Castlevania and Metroidvanias over here. So, what are you waiting for? Anyway, that's going to do it. Have fun on the hunt, my fellow Belmonts. I will see you in the next video, and peace out.